Sometimes I think we got to ask ourselves that question: do we want to stay on the shallow side of life or move to the deep end of life in which God becomes our only lifeguard?
Willing to be yourself in the sight of people, no matter what people think. I think that's what it's all about. Whoa, what is that? Oh. So today's question, like it's been posed all throughout this year, is trucking worth it in 2023? Well, can I tell you the truth? That's kind of like asking a parent, is being a parent worth it in 2023? Or like asking somebody that got a regular job, is it worth going to work? Listen, trucking is one of those industries that even if it ain't worth it, to you, it's worth it to all of these truckers, including myself. Now, listen, I want us to understand something. Before we jump into this video, make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, and hey, you leave a share. Leave some video ideas down. Now check this out. The reason why I'm making this video is because we got to answer this question. Now for me, like I said, starting off this year, you making a lot of revenue, and then you start to hit them points in the year where the freight or where things just don't go right. That still does not mean that you can't be productive and get out of this truck industry what you're supposed to get out of it. All of us are subject to our own opinions about is trucking worth it. For some people that make a lot of money, they waste a lot of money. For some people, they just don't make enough money. But the thing is, we gotta be able to find out where our niche is in this industry, because see, the thing about this industry is that for some people it's beneficial, for some people it's not. Depending on if you got kids, depending on if you don't got kids. For me, I'm a young man with no kids and one wife. So guess what? This industry is a plus. This industry has been able to afford me many brilliant things. And I don't think it's always because of the market, but it's because of what you do with your money and how you able to, first of all, keep God first. Put yourself in the right positions, because God will know what position to put you in where you won't always be affected by the economy or affected by the things in the economy. But the question of is trucking worth it? That's the question that you got to ask. If you're only in this industry to make money, then it might not be that much worth it to you, because no business in this lifetime always have years where it's always going to be profit, profit, profit. You have years where you take losses. You have years where the things just don't go as planned. But overall, from an overall standpoint, trucking has been able to produce people's lives, to be able to provide for their families, to be able to do many things. So trucking has been worth it 20 years ago, and it's still going to be worth it 20 years from now. Why? Because we know that nothing in this country can be moved except to be moved on a truck. So answering that question is always in your own head. Is it worth it? Well, being an owner-operator, lease owner-operator, we can say from statistics, being a lease owner-operator is not worth it that much, because you don't take that much money home. But you gotta love the game, you gotta love the industry, you gotta love what you do in order for it to be worth it to you. And that's the question that I had to begin to ask myself this year. Is it even worth it? Is it worth giving 10 to 14 hours a day to a truck? Is it worth the dangers? Is it worth all the things you deal with on the road? All of that is based on where you want to get to in life and what you like to do in life. Because if you don't like to drive, if you don't like to be by yourself sometimes, if you don't like to sit on the road and be, think and things like that, then it may not be worth it. But to a lot of people, if you know what to do with your money, this industry is worth it. And that's why you see millions of truckers that never, we can say what we want, but they never, ever, ever stop driving, because they deep down know that this is one of the best skill sets you can have. Will a CDL be worth it 15 years from now? Yes, it will. Because trucks will never stop moving. This big piece of equipment behind me will never stop moving. So ask yourself, is trucking worth it to you? Maybe to somebody else it may not be worth it, but it may be worth it to you. I mean, this beautiful Corvette I have right here came from me grinding in the trucking industry and being able to accumulate things from the trucking industry. I mean, people got YouTube channels, people got families, people got businesses, people got clothing built off of the trucking industry. So the question is it just worth it to you? Run your numbers, run your statistics, ask yourself where you want to see yourself at, and that is how you answer this question. Is trucking worth it in 2023? For me, it's worth it. I get a chance to talk to y'all. I get a chance to ride on the road, show y'all different parts of the country, tell y'all the beautiful things about God. To me, it's worth it. But ask yourself, is it worth it to you? That's what I got for y'all today before we jump back into our next load. And we get back into, ripping and running the highways like we love to do. Remember something. It's Christmas Eve right now. Keep God first. Always remember this ultimate question. If God brought you to it, He can bring you through it. And don't forget this. If you do right by your money, you never know that perfect opportunity will be awaiting for you. And you'll be blessed knowing that trucking was worth it, even when it didn't seem like it. God bless y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Find who you are, live in spirit, and find peace.
Our lives are meant to be legacies for somebody else, for generations to come. And we got to continue to walk after that and do things that are courageous.